Disneyland is famously called the happiest place on Earth, but like any big amusement park, it has its darker moments. Over the years, there have been some truly shocking accidents that led to tragic deaths, leaving both visitors and staff in disbelief. From the heartbreaking story of Deborah Gail Stone at the America Sings attraction to the chilling monorail incident that took the life of a young man, these events remind us that even the most enchanting places can experience horror. Let's take a closer look at some of the most tragic deaths that have occurred at Disneyland. Number 10. The Hyperion Theater. Disney's California Adventure may be the younger sibling of Disneyland, but when it first opened, it faced many struggles. The park, themed around the wonders of California, had a rocky beginning in 2001 due to strange attractions and a lack of exhilarating rides. Thankfully, over the years, beloved Pixar films and other favorite franchises transformed it into a vibrant, exciting destination. One of the park's original attractions that remains popular today is the Hyperion Theater, a grand venue for musicals and live performances. However, this beloved spot holds a tragic memory. In April 2003, a stage technician fell from a height of nearly 60 feet while preparing for a show. Despite being rushed to the hospital, he sadly passed away a month later without regaining consciousness. An investigation revealed that Disney had failed in its safety protocols, resulting in a fine for the company. While this was the most significant incident at California Adventure, it was not the only time Disney's safety practices were questioned. This serves as a poignant reminder that even in the happiest place on Earth, there can be shadows behind the magic, especially for the hard-working individuals behind the scenes. Number 9. Disneyland Monorail. Monorail, monorail, monorail. That catchy tune likely plays in your mind, and you are not alone. It's a song from Disney now. While places like Henville and North H. Brook are fictional, Disney's monorail is very real, whisking guests to the magic every day. But here's the crucial point. Safety requires smart choices from everyone, and that isn't always guaranteed. Consider the tragic case of Thomas Guy Cleveland. On June 17, 1966, this 19-year-old from Northridge wanted to visit Disneyland. For reasons that remain unclear, he decided to bypass the main entrance. Perhaps he was short on funds, or maybe he thought he had found a clever shortcut. Instead, he climbed onto the monorail track, intending to walk into the park. Unfortunately, he didn't expect an oncoming train. A security officer saw Cleveland and hurried to warn him, but for unknown reasons, he did not stop. The train struck him and tragically dragged him beneath, resulting in fatal injuries. On that day, a 21-year-old named Austin Wenberg was also caught up in the aftermath of this heartbreaking event. Disney's transportation can tempt people into reckless behavior, but it's vital to remember that if you're heading to the park, always take the proper paths. Trains and shortcuts simply don't mix. Number 8. Mark Maples. The Matterhorn at Disneyland, while a thrilling ride, has a dark history of accidents, including a tragic fatality in 1964. Mark Maples, a 15-year-old boy from Long Beach, was enjoying the ride with two friends when disaster struck. Ignoring safety rules, he unbuckled his seatbelt and tried to stand up as the bobsled sped toward the mountain's peak. In a horrifying moment, he lost his balance, was thrown from the sled, and fell onto the track below. He suffered severe injuries, a shattered skull, broken ribs, and internal damage. His friends, caught up in the excitement, had no idea what was happening in the darkness of the ride. One friend felt a jolt, but couldn't see Mark's desperate actions. When the ride came to an end, they discovered Mark was missing. Panic set in as they realized he had been left behind. He was eventually found unconscious on a ledge inside the Matterhorn, about a third of the way down. Despite being rushed to the hospital and placed in critical care, Mark tragically succumbed to his injuries a few days later. Disneyland officials later confirmed that Mark had indeed unbuckled his seatbelt and stood up, possibly hitting his head on the hard concrete before falling. The bobsled was traveling at around 20 miles per hour when the accident occurred. Confusion reigned among ride operators, who were initially skeptical when Mark's friends told them he had fallen out. Only after two girls in the bobsled behind them confirmed the incident did the ride get shut down for investigation. After a week of inquiries, the police ruled Mark's death an accident. Number 7. Joanne Aguilar. On August 22, 2021, Joanne Aguilar, a 66-year-old woman with mobility challenges, visited Disneyland with her two grown daughters, hoping to enjoy a day of fun together. They decided to ride the Jungle Cruise, but unfortunately, a wheelchair-accessible boat was not available. Cast members informed Joanne that she could still join her daughters on a regular boat with their help. After the ride, as Joanne tried to exit the boat with her daughter's support, she lost her balance and fell back, fracturing her right thigh bone. Joanne was rushed to the hospital and later moved to a rehabilitation center. Tragically, 5 months later, she developed an infection, went into septic shock, and passed away on January 29, 2022. The Aguilar family filed a lawsuit against Disney, claiming that employees laughed at Joanne as she struggled to get off the boat. They alleged that cast members placed small, unsecured blocks to help with the boat steps, but failed to offer proper support to Joanne, leaving her feeling humiliated. Disney, however, denied these claims, stating that Joanne's injuries were caused by her own actions. They claimed that an accessible boat was available, but Joanne chose to ride the regular one. The Aguilar family is seeking compensation for Joanne's suffering, emotional pain, medical bills, funeral expenses, and legal costs. Disney has rejected all responsibility in court, arguing that the family was aware of the risks involved in visiting the park and has requested that the lawsuit be dismissed. The legal battle is ongoing, leaving the family striving for justice and closure. Number 6. Cristina Moreno. Cristina Moreno, a 23-year-old woman from Barcelona, Spain, was enjoying her honeymoon in California when tragedy struck. On June 25, 2000, she and her husband visited Disneyland and rode the Indiana Jones adventure. After the ride, Cristina suddenly complained of a severe headache, and the couple quickly headed back to their hotel. Unfortunately, her condition rapidly deteriorated, and she was rushed to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, where doctors discovered she had suffered a brain hemorrhage. Despite their best efforts, Cristina never recovered and passed away on September 1, 2000, due to a cerebral aneurysm. Heartbroken, the Moreno family decided to take legal action against Disney, claiming that Cristina's death was caused by the intense shaking and stress of the Indiana Jones adventure ride. They filed their lawsuit in Los Angeles County Superior Court, arguing that Disney had failed to make the ride safer and did not warn passengers about potential risks, even though there had been previous injuries reported on the same ride. Cristina's attorney, Barry Novak, had worked on similar cases before, successfully settling disputes related to brain injuries sustained on the Indiana Jones adventure. Despite these allegations, Disney stood firm, insisting that the ride was safe and that Cristina's death was unrelated to it. Disneyland spokesman Ray Gomez argued that the company believed in the safety of their attractions. Ultimately, Disney chose to settle the lawsuit for an undisclosed amount, without admitting any fault. Rob Doughty, Vice President of Communications for Disneyland Resorts, stressed that safety has always been the company's top priority. This heartbreaking case serves as a reminder of the unforeseen dangers that can happen during seemingly innocent moments of fun and amusement. Number 5. Jose Martinez. Disneyland California is special because it's the only park that Walt Disney designed and built himself. Although many see it as a magical place filled with dreams, it has also experienced its share of tragedies. By August 2003, 27 people had lost their lives at Disneyland Resort, casting a dark shadow over its fairy tale reputation. One such tragic story involves Jose Martinez, a quadriplegic man who endured a terrifying experience on the It's a Small World ride in 2009. Jose and his wife were enjoying the attraction when it suddenly broke down. While other passengers were evacuated, Jose was left stuck, unable to move or escape. For 40 long minutes, he had to listen to the ride's cheerful music play on a loop. This overwhelming situation led to a serious condition called autonomic dysreflexia, which can cause strokes or even death for those with spinal cord injuries. Jose's lawyer, David Geffen, revealed that his client suffered deep emotional distress, humiliation, and feelings of discrimination during this ordeal. He experienced panic attacks and high blood pressure as he sat helpless in the boat. Attempts to silence the music only added to his distress. A spokesperson for Disneyland, Susie Brown, stated that the park believed it had offered enough support during the incident. However, a United States District Court had a different opinion. Judge James Selner decided that Disney failed to properly warn disabled guests about the risks of getting stuck on the ride. As a result, Jose received a settlement of over $100,000 for his pain and the violations of disability laws, though some reports suggest the amount may have been much higher. This case brought attention to the crucial need for fair treatment and better accommodations for disabled guests. Number 4. Deborah Gail Stone. Deborah Gail Stone, an 18-year-old hostess from Santa Ana, held a special place in the magic of Disneyland, working at the America Sings attraction. Standing at about 5 feet 2 inches with a friendly smile, her job was to warmly greet guests as they entered the rotating theater. However, on the tragic night of July 8, 1974, just a week after America Sings had reopened, her duties would lead to a heartbreaking accident. America Sings featured a unique rotating theater with several stages that moved in a circle, taking the audience on a lively musical journey. On that fateful night, Deborah was standing at the left side of the stage, welcoming guests with a microphone, when the theater began to rotate. As the walls moved in, she was tragically caught between the spinning wall and the immovable stage wall. This horrifying event occurred during a short break between shows, when the audience had exited and the stages were shifting for the next performance. A nearby guest heard a scream and quickly alerted the operators, who rushed to find Deborah pinned in a terrible position. Speculation arose about how this tragedy occurred. Some believed she leaned too close to the adjacent stage, while others thought she was distracted or attempted to jump between the stages. Deborah's death became a somber moment in Disneyland's history as the first staff fatality in its nearly 2-decade existence. In response to this devastating event, Disneyland closed America Sings for 2 days to make crucial safety improvements. They added warning lights and replaced solid walls with breakaway ones to prevent any similar mishaps. The attraction continued to operate until 1988, before being transformed into interventions. This tragic incident reminds us of the importance of safety in the quest for enjoyment. Number 3. Marcelo Torres. On September 5, 2003, a tragic accident occurred on Disneyland's Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, taking the life of 22-year-old Marcelo Torres from Gardena, California. Marcelo was with a friend, sitting at the front of the train when disaster struck. Two bolts from the train's wheel assembly loosened and fell off, causing an axle to jam against the track. This led the locomotive to plunge downward and crash into the tunnel ceiling. The force of the impact broke the tow bar that connected the locomotive to the first passenger car, which then smashed into the undercarriage of the train. Marcelo suffered severe chest injuries, including shattered ribs and a lacerated lung that caused a critical loss of blood. Tragically, he did not survive. 10 other riders were also hurt in the incident. An investigation revealed that the accident was due to poor maintenance. Inspectors found that maintenance staff had failed to properly tighten crucial screws during routine repairs. Although the train had successfully completed 12 trips that day, operators reported strange noises, but it wasn't examined in time. On the 13th ride, the axle assembly broke, leading to this devastating crash. After the incident, Disneyland accepted responsibility, setting it apart from other lawsuits in similar cases. The park reached a settlement with Marcelo's family for an undisclosed amount. Furthermore, state regulators mandated that Disneyland implement stricter safety measures, including retraining maintenance staff, testing ride cars before they carry passengers, and requiring maintenance workers to sign off on their repairs. In the face of their unimaginable loss, Marcelo's parents, Carmen and Hector Torres, chose to honor their son's dream of creating animated films by donating over $600,000 to Brooks College in Long Beach to establish scholarships for aspiring animators. "No sum of money can bring Marcelo back," said his mother, "but this is how we hope to find some peace after this long and painful journey." This heartbreaking event serves as a powerful reminder of the critical need for strict safety protocols in places meant for fun and joy. Number 2. Christopher Bowman. At Disney parks, stage and theatrical events are known for their magical atmosphere, allowing visitors to enjoy performances without fear of accidents. However, behind the scenes, the dedicated stage technicians who bring these shows to life often face serious dangers. On April 22, 2003, a tragic incident struck when Christopher Bowman, a 36-year-old Disney stage technician, fell while setting up a magic carpet for the live Aladdin show at the Hyperion Theater in Disney's California Adventure. He was working high above the ground on a catwalk when he suddenly collapsed. Rushed to the hospital with severe head injuries, Christopher remained unconscious for weeks. Tragically, he never woke up and passed away on May 18, 2003. An investigation by the Occupational Safety and Health Administration revealed that Christopher did not have a safe work platform and was not wearing a proper safety harness. In October 2003, Disney received 2 citations for the incident, resulting in a fine of over $150,000 for his death and an additional penalty of over $400 for the lack of safety equipment. Given Disney's annual profits exceeding $2 billion, these fines seem alarmingly low, raising serious concerns about workplace safety and the consequences of negligence in risky environments. It's a heartbreaking reminder that behind the magic, there are real risks that need to be addressed. Number 1. Bonnie Lear. On June 5, 2024, a devastating accident unfolded at Disneyland in Anaheim, California, claiming the life of a beloved employee, Bonnie Lear. At 60 years old, Bonnie was the Club 33 administrator, a members-only restaurant and lounge that holds a special place in the heart of the park. Tragically, she suffered a severe head injury in a golf cart accident behind Critter Country. On that fateful day, Bonnie was riding in the back seat of a golf cart with 3 others when the driver, going about 20 miles per hour, hit a bump in the road. As the cart jolted, Bonnie instinctively reached for the handrail for support, but it broke loose, sending her tumbling from the moving vehicle. The fall resulted in critical injuries. Reports stated that her skull was fractured and her brain sustained serious swelling. Despite immediate medical attention, Bonnie passed away 2 days later, on June 7th. The Anaheim Police Department and California's Workplace Safety Agency are now investigating the incident. They require Disneyland to report severe injuries or fatalities quickly and preserve evidence related to the accident. Investigators have already visited the scene, capturing photographs and interviewing employees to gather more information. Bonnie was not just an employee, she was a cherished member of the Disneyland community. Club 33, where she worked, is known for its exclusivity and charm, inspired by the VIP lounges that Walt Disney admired during the 1964 New York World's Fair. As of now, Disneyland has not announced any changes to the design, speed limits, or safety features of their golf carts. This heartbreaking incident serves as a stark reminder of the critical importance of safety in the workplace, even in a place as enchanting as Disneyland. We hope you enjoyed this video. If you'd like to check out more videos we've made for you, click on one of them on the screen or check out the channel. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. It really helps a lot and means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.